Hi, my special friends. Oh, wow, it's already Thursday, and as you know, I welcome you every Thursday around 2 p.m. It's pretty much 2 p.m. right now. I always welcome you to our Inspiring Thought Thursday. And as you know, we help entrepreneurs all over the globe to really speak up, scale up, grow and scale your business. Speak up in a greater way, share your message and voice in a greater way, and really not for the purpose of only growing your business. Really, we love to see how you make your impact in the world, how you do what you love doing most, and you're well rewarded for it and you're celebrated for it. And this is why I often speak about how you get more visible. As you know, we started this Inspiring Thought Thursday series to really inspire you to get more visible. And last week I had a conversation with my clients from our professional speakers membership, and we spoke about how everyone right now is setting their goals for their business. They say, hey, 2021, I'd like to achieve that and I'd like to experience that. And this is who I would like to become. This is how I would like to feel. Well, I know that a lot of, you in our community, you are speakers, right? If you're a speaker, just say, yes, I'm a speaker. If you want to be stepping up as a professional speaker, or you want to use your speaking to grow your business more, just say in the comments, yes, that's me. Say hi, so that I know that you're here with us. So, for all our members of our professional speakers membership, we had a conversation last week about, are you also setting your goals as a speaker on how to use speaking to grow your business? And if you haven't done that, here's a little bit of a bonus upfront conversation around that. I invite you to start thinking about that. Start thinking about how important is speaking for you to grow your business and your reputation and your impact this year. How important is speaking for you? Also in the chat right here, right now, say, hey, speaking is important to me. If it is important, please just share if it is important for you. And, again, right now, just hand on heart, ask yourself, how important is speaking and using your voice and getting more visible as a speaker? And once you're saying, yes, it's pretty important, just ask yourself, how many stages do you want to speak on this year? That's another question to ask, right? And, another question you can ask is, how many of these stage time opportunities do I want to be paid directly or indirectly, right? And then ask yourself, so which are the next opportunities, which are the next, stage time opportunities I could tap into? Okay, so this is a conversation we just recently had. This is why I'm sharing these questions with you right here, right now. And you are being booked more as a speaker when you are getting more visible. And again, even right here, right now, as one of my speaker friends who is actually he won the global championship of public speaking, actually Toastmasters championship of public speaking, and he said, you know what? Whenever you get an opportunity to show up and speak. Every opportunity you have to speak. So right here, right now, you're here. So, just in the chat, say, hey, yes, I'm here. Say hi. Show the world you are here with us. Again, just saying hi or setting a like or love will actually help you to get more visible and people notice you, right? So as you know, we started a series on how you get more visible as a speaker, as an expert, as an entrepreneur out there. And as you know, when we started this series, we said, thought leaders are really, and speakers are really courageous. So we are taking the word courageous apart, and every week we take one letter and we speak about that specific topic. So we've already spoken about the C, which stands for clarity, which was all about being clear on who your audience is, who your ideal clients are, getting clear on your message. So we spoke about that. And then the O, stands for how do you become more original? How do you become more yourself? How can you share your wisdom and your message in a way that you cannot easily be copied. So that's the O. And then the U stands for how do you become really unapologetically yourself. And that's what we spoke about last week, about how can you really, share your message in a courageous, brave and bold way, so that you stand out and people do pay attention to what you have to say and who you are. And now we are actually at the R of the word courageous, and the R all stands for regularly. Okay, so as you know, if you do show up regularly, you share your message and your wisdom regularly, this is when people start paying attention, right? So again, you want to not just speak once and then not get visible for the next 3 months, or post something once and then you're not sharing anything for a long time. That's not what you want to do. You want to share your message regularly. And I'd like to know, hand on heart, how regularly are you showing up? On a scale of 1 to 5 right now, 1 is like, I'm not visible at all, I'm not showing up at all. 5 is, oh my God, I'm omnipresent, everyone knows me in my market, my field. How regularly are you showing up? Right? Like, I don't show up at all and I'm very omnipresent, I show up very regularly. Share with us, how often do you show up? Right? How regularly do you show up right now? And then the question is, what do you want it to be? So, I'd love to know your number. So just post your number in here, and I'd like to know what your number is right now. And then, no matter what your number is now, maybe you're at a 3 or you're at a 4, you're at a, or maybe you're at a 2, or maybe you're even at a 1, and you say, you know what, I haven't really shown up regularly. I'm not sharing my voice and my wisdom regularly. Maybe you're at a 1. I'm not judging where you are. The question is where you want to go next, right? Because again, we never compare ourselves to others. We compare ourselves to who we've been before. So, think about it. In a month from now, or maybe 3 months from now, or even by the end of 2021, where do you want to be? How regularly do you want to show up? How regularly do you want to share with the world your message, your insights, your inspiration, so that people pay more attention to you? Okay? So again, I invite you, write a number down. Where are you now and where do you want to be next, and by when do you want to be there? And today we're going to talk about how to get you there. But before we talk about how you show up more regularly, well, let's talk about what if you don't, and what if you do show up more regularly. And I think a lot of the things right? It's not something new, but it's still important for you to become more conscious of the impact you're making when you're showing up more regularly. If you don't, obviously, people don't know you, right? If people don't know you, they cannot fall in love with you, they cannot, start to like you, they cannot start to trust you. They don't know of the amazing work you do. And I know a lot of people that come to us and want to work with us, they come to us because they say, well, I'm amazing at what I do. Our clients love us, but I'm still what we call the best kept secret in the world, right? So, of course, you want to be seen regularly so that, and once you show up more regularly, people start paying attention, people start showing up, people will, and not just any people, your ideal clients, the people you love to be visible to, that you love to help, that you're in love with, that you want to help them, you want to support them, you want to work with them. These are the people that when you show up regularly with the right message in the right way on a consistent basis, they will start paying attention and they will start responding and engaging with you, and they will want eventually to talk to you, and eventually they make a decision to work with you, right? So again, you want to show up more consistently, because the more consistent, regularly you show up, the more people will pay attention. People will know when you're on, like our Inspiring Thought Thursday. I'm on every Thursday at 2 p.m., right? So when I'm here, and a lot of you are actually coming on board, being with us, right? So again, people will know when you show up. They will show up when you are there. They will engage with you, right? And you will faster build a loyal tribe of followers. You'll build a loyal tribe of fans, and you will from that attract clients in an easier way as well. Because each and every one of us does amazing work. No matter if you're a speaker, trainer, or consultant, or a coach, or you're running another type of business, if you're an entrepreneur, or if you're a business leader, say, I want to stand out within my business, within my field, within my market, and even beyond that. I'd like to show the world and share with the world what I have to offer. Just yesterday, I had a conversation with a lady, and she said, I have so much inside of me. I've spent so many years, acquiring that knowledge and this experience, and I know that when I share that, it can help others. Okay, so again, you want to show up regularly because you want your message to get out there in a greater way, and you want to help and support and inspire others in a greater way too, right? So again, the question is that I'm always asked is, Monique, how do I do it, right? Because I know we are all busy. People say, hey, I'm so busy, or I don't know how to do it, or I don't dare to do it, right? Let's say you dare to do it, you are showing up, and you just want to make it more consistent. How can you do it in a way that you are regularly showing up, that you are consistent with your sharing? And there's just one thing that I know for certain for myself and my clients, that when we make it like that, everything is going smoothly. And that is actually the little word easy, right? So you want to make sure that you showing up regularly becomes more easy and more smooth, and becomes really like a part of your normal, natural way of running your daily business, right? And I would like to give you a few hints and tips of how you can make things more easy so that you show up more regularly, right? And again, I know a few of you have just joined us recently. Give us a like, give me, say hi, let me know you're here, and also let me know again, on a scale of 1 to 5, how regularly are you showing up right now? And where do you want it to be? Okay, so I'd like to know. Okay, so again, let's jump into how do you make showing up easier and faster so that it becomes a normal habit, it becomes a normal, natural practice in your business. Because again, if you think about it, if you want to make a car moving, right? If you go, stop and go, and go, stop and go, and stop and go, it's so much harder. But if you have a train moving and you move it faster and faster and faster, you don't need to hit the gas pedal so much anymore to go, consistently, regularly, fast, right? And again, it's the same with showing up regularly, okay? If you do certain things and put certain things in place, it becomes part of your natural way of running your business. And it's not feeling so hard and challenging anymore. So how do you make it easy? There's 3 elements I'd like to talk to you about, and I'd like to inspire you with, and I'd like to give you some questions that you can ask yourself so you show up more regularly. So the first way of making it easy is asking the question why, okay? It's why do you want to show up more regularly, okay? The second question is, what do you do? We're going to answer, what do you do on a regular basis to show up more regularly, more consistently? And the third question is, how do you do it? Okay, so let's go into the first one, because everything always starts with why, as you know, right? Everything starts with asking the question why. If you don't know why you do it, why do you actually invest the time and the energy and the money to make it happen? So the first question is really, why do you want to show up regularly? Why do you want to be more visible? Okay, and the first why, and there's 3 whys I always ask you. The first why is, why do you want it for yourself, right? So if you are, an expert, a speaker, an entrepreneur, why do you do what you do? Why do you do it for yourself? Maybe you say, it just makes me feel good when I share a post and someone comments on it and says, oh my God, it was really inspiring. Or when you run a regular podcast. I remember that when I was running my own podcast, I went to an event and I met a lady and she said, oh my God, Monique, I'm just here to meet you because I'm listening to your podcast regularly because it's really inspiring me and I'm always taking action and it helps me grow my business. Again, Maybe this is just a reason why you want to show up more regularly, because you want to help more people. You want to really use your talents and your knowledge and your experience to support more people. Maybe it makes you feel proud. Maybe it makes you feel fulfilled. Maybe it makes you feel that you're living your purpose, right? Again, why do you do it for yourself? And then the second why is, why do you do it for your business, right? Why do you want to show up regularly and consistently, right? What impact would it have on your business? Well, of course, you will start building a more loyal following, right? And tribe. You will attract clients more easily. If you think about what's the average value of a client, right? The question is, like, let's say, you're selling programs at whatever, 3, 5 or 10,000 euros. Again, say, hey, every new client I bring on board, it's another 3, 5 or 10,000 euros, right? So again, you can ask yourself as well, I'm sure that you have set your goals for 2021. Every business owner does, right? At least every successful business owner I know is setting clear goals. So what are your financial goals, right? And I always talk about the MRT and the ART. I talk about what is your minimum revenue goal for this year? Like, what is the money you need to make to cover all your life and business costs? That's your minimum revenue goal. And, assuming you're meeting that already and you are making a healthy profit already, which a lot of our clients are, then the question is, what is your ART? What's your ambitious revenue goal, right? And again, the question is, what is this ambitious revenue goal? It's how do you, what is the money you want to make to really feel like, when I make that money, my life and my business is at a different level. So again, get more clear on what is your MRT, what's your ART, what is the financial goal you have, and maybe that is already kind of firing you up, saying, oh my God, if I show up more regularly, more consistently, I attract more clients, it will absolutely be an important stepstone and accelerator for me to reach my financial goals, right? So again, what are your financial goals, and will they, put more fire into your belly to say, oh, absolutely, I have to show up more and more regularly, right? So the first question was like, why do you want it for yourself? Why do you want it for your business? And the third question is, why do you want it for your audience? Why do you want it for your clients? Who are the people you want to inspire? And then again, see them in front of you and not them. Think about concrete clients you're working with now that you love working with, right? Or think about concrete people you'd love to work with. And think about if you'd show up more regularly and you would share your insights and your wisdom and inspire these people and support these people with sharing your message more regularly, would that help them, and would that make you feel connected with them? And, again, the why is a strong driver for you to show up more regularly. Would you agree on that? Just say hi in the comments. And again, quite a few of you have just joined us recently. So again, just say hi. And then, again, once you're clear on your why and oh yeah, Monique, you're so, this is really helping me to commit, to say, yes, I want to reach these goals, and showing up more regularly will help me reach my financial goals, make me feel more proud of what I'm achieving, and will serve more people out there on a regular basis. Well, hopefully that puts the fire in your belly to say, yes, I'm going to commit, I'm going to show up more regularly. Now the question is, what can you do, in what way can you show up more regularly? And the what normally is always, again, 3 questions behind that. The first thing is, like, what can you share, right? A lot of people say, oh yeah, I want to show up more regularly. I want to share my wisdom more regularly. I want to connect with people more regularly. I want to inspire them more regularly. The question is, what could I share? So the question is like, what ideas do you have around what content you can share, right? So it's what content, the other what is around what format do you choose to share your message in? And then also like, what content do you want to share? And how can you make all of that easier? How can you make it easier to find more ideas, to make a decision on what kind of format and media you want to use to share your message? And the third thing is, how do you share your content? What content can you share to make it easier? So again, in terms of ideas, I don't know how you find your ideas, but I just interviewed an amazing Indian entrepreneur yesterday. And Kamalini, if you're here with us, just say hi. I would love to know that you're here with us. And she said, well, she always looks into, she does some research. She looks into discussion platforms like Quora, and she enters certain keywords, and then she looks like, what are discussion topics right now that my target audience is interested in, right? You could also just, if you're a member in a membership community, right, you can check like what are the discussions going on there that you can contribute to. That gives you additional ideas of what is in people's mind and heart right now. What are they discussing that you can share something about as well, right? And you know what? The greatest ideas from my side also come from the conversations with my clients. The questions that you and they ask me, again, every single question can become another post, another video, another Inspiring Thought Thursday, right? So, be in conversations with your clients and observe what are they asking you, what conversations are going on in your own communities, and pick up something and pick up some questions that people are asking and just share that, right? So I invite you today, just make a list of things that you've been discussing with your clients recently, or conversations you've seen people have in the communities that you're a member of right now, that will start helping you craft a list of ideas of what to share. And also, one of the greatest ways of finding ideas to share is look into your life. As we as speakers always say, is life is speech material. Every day you experience something. Every day I'm sure you have an aha moment where you say, oh, wow, yeah, that's a learning, or that's a good reminder, or that is an insight, right? Or you experience something that you can turn into a story, right? So life is speech and visibility material, right? And posting material. So again, start observing conversations, start observing what's happening in your own life, what inspires you, what you learn, what reminders you get, what triggers you get, what stories you go through and live through, and add that all to your idea list, right? And then also the question is like, now I have a lot of ideas of what I could post. The question is, what media do I use? And here I always say, start with what you love. If you love to write, write posts, write articles, write ebooks, right? That's great ways of showing up, right? If you like to speak, well, think about maybe starting your own podcast. That's a great way of showing up regularly, right? Because podcasts are normally streamed in a certain sequence, maybe monthly, maybe weekly, maybe even daily. I've been interviewed on a podcast this week that is actually streamed daily. It's amazing. So again, but I don't want you to feel stressed. Even if you have like a monthly quick audio recording that you get out, as long as you do it every month, people will pay attention and they'll keep an eye out every month to hear from you. If it's weekly, perfect. If it's several times a week, even better. But don't stress yourself out, but do it regularly, right? So again, if you like to write, if you like to speak. If like if you're like me, if you're a speaker and you love to show up on a stage, why don't you create your own stage? Like a Facebook Live is a stage. Like, any kind of other video you create is a stage. So start creating your own stages and start showing up in this way. But do it in a way that, do what you feel resonates with you most, you love doing most, right? Okay. And then, so it's, the what is like what ideas, in what format, and then also what content to share. Again, you can share stories, you can share inspiring posts, you can share quotes, right? There's so many different things you can share. So now we've covered the why you want to show up more regularly, which hopefully also gets you going and makes you feel more committed, right? We spoke about how you can make it easier to show up regularly. Now, or what you do to show up more regularly, like what ideas, what format, what content. Now we're going to talk about how you make it easier to show up. And the how, again, has different, there's so many things I could talk about, but I just give you a few that work for me and that have proven very successful and helpful for me. The first thing is start, start creating a structure, right? And that means, for example, you can start creating yourself an editorial calendar. So in an editorial calendar, what you would map out is like, what kind of topic you want to speak about when, how often, when do you want to post something, like the date when you want to post it, then you can add a date by when you want to produce it, and you can also then put in like through what channel, like which social media channel, if you want to post it on LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram or YouTube. I mean, there's so many different ones, right? Again, all of that you map out in your editorial calendar. And also, so you make a decision on what kind of channel or what kind of community, right? And, again, when you have a calendar like that, it is helping you to make a commitment to say, okay, and you can keep it simple and say, hey, I only want to post once a week or 2-3 times a week or every day. If you map it out, it helps to add to your commitment some concrete structure, and you don't get lost. You have all your ideas of what you want to share by when in a calendar, and again, it makes it so much easier to stick to it and make it happen. Also make sure you have it in your calendar, right? So for example, for me, as you know, I'm doing the Inspiring Thought Thursday with you every Thursday, and that also means that I have you in my calendar, right? So I'm never gonna miss it, because I know you will be here and you're excited to actually connect with me and ask me your questions and tap into this energy and get inspired and get additional hints and tips that you can apply in your business. So again, when you have it in your calendar, it's more likely you're gonna show up. Also, Thursdays are my marketing days. So on Thursdays, I think about, how can I bring my own marketing to a different level? How can I actually share more and inspire more? I work on my editorial calendar. I work on creating content. I record things. I write things. That is what's happening for me on a specific day. So maybe it's not a specific day for you, or maybe it's not a full day for you. Maybe it is like 2 hours a week. Okay, map it out in your calendar, and then it's more likely that it happens. When you have an editorial calendar and you have booked it in your calendar, it's more likely to become a habit. And as you know, whatever is a habit happens. Because again, you're not even thinking about it anymore. You're doing something regularly, almost in an automated way. So again, the effort of getting it done is so much less, so much lower, right? So you turn it into a habit, you weave it into what you do in your business on a weekly, on a daily basis, and it becomes so much easier, right? So also, there's another thing of how you can make it easier, right? And that is how you produce things. Not only how you plan things out and how you find the right ideas, it's also a question of how you produce it. A lot of people I know, a lot of clients that start working with us, when they want to post something, they write a post and they publish the post. Even though that's perfect to do it this way, still, it puts you always a little bit under pressure to say, oh, on that day, at that time, I want to post something, now I need to produce it. It's so much easier if you produce it up front and you have it ready, and then at a click on a button on your computer, you or someone else in your team can just simply get it out there, right? So again, that means that produce it earlier. Produce it before you want to share it, so that when you want to share it, it's ready, it's easy, it's just one click, it goes out, right? Also, don't just produce one piece at a time. I know all of us have creative moments in our time, in our life, right? Maybe certain weekdays, maybe you're more productive and creative on Monday, or more productive and creative on a Friday, or even in a day, right? Maybe you're more productive in the morning, right? A lot of people, a lot of authors, they write in the morning hours, right? So again, follow your natural rhythm. Create something when you're feeling creative, when you feel like now your creative juices are flowing. Do it in this moment. And then don't only create one post or one video, right? Create 4, 5 or 6 or 10 or 20, right? So if you book a day a month and you create 20 little videos, you're pretty much covered, at least every Monday to Friday, and you can post something every day, but you don't need to. You can just still post something 2 times a week, 3 times a week, or just 1 time a week, But if you produce several elements of what you want to share at once, you always produce ahead, and you avoid the stress of, oh my God, something is on my editorial calendar, I need to get it out now, right? So again, that's what I recommend you do. So, produce it up front and produce it, not just one piece at a time, but several at a time when you feel the most creative. Yes? Okay. How does all of that resonate with you? Maybe just, put something into the comment and say, yes, that's me, or, or put a like or a love in here so that I know you're here with us. And I'd like to know also, how does that serve and support you, right? And also, do you have any questions? If you have any questions, just share them with me so I can answer them right here, right now, okay? So I hope that, all these hints and tips have been helping you to really think about, good, am I committed to step up to share things more regularly and consistently? You know why it's important, right? You know that, again, the more you show up, the more people pay attention, and the more people, connect with you, and the more follow you, and they speak about you to others, and the more they want to connect with you and speak to you and work with you, right? I mean, you know the power of marketing. You know why you want to be visible. But again, make it concrete goals so that you know, this is what I'm working for. This is why it's worth it for me to step up and show up more regularly and more consistently, right? So, these are my suggestions, and I would suggest just today, okay, because as you know, I'm a fan of turning our learning into action right away. So here's what I would suggest that you do right now after the session. Start crafting a plan for next week. How many times do you want to show up next week? How do you want to show up? You want to post something, you want to create a video, you want to run a Facebook Live or a LinkedIn Live or YouTube Live, or maybe all three at once using a platform like StreamYard, right? Again, what do you want to do next week? How often do you want to show up? What do you want to share? What are the topics you want to cover? Or the quotes or whatever else you want to share, right? So what do you want to share in what format, right? Do you want to write? Do you want to speak? Do you want to create a video, right? And what topics will you cover? And which day do you want to share what, right? Start creating that plan. That would be the very first step for you. And then see how it's working for you, and take some time in your, book some time in your calendar, and take some time to then pre-produce what you want to share. Maybe you say, next week I want to create 2 posts and get 2 posts out on LinkedIn. Perfect. Start with that. If you're already more sophisticated, you say, I'm already sharing 2 times a week. Why don't you stretch yourself and you say, you know what? Based on this inspiration, next week I'm going to share 1 piece of wisdom every single day, right? Again, whatever is on your plan, it's your plan, but start stretching yourself and do a little more than what you're already doing today. If you are already on a certain platform, think about what other platform can you start sharing something next week? Where else do your best clients hang out? Where is your audience communicating and connecting with each other? Where else can you share your message? Maybe add one of these channels to your list as well, right? So that's my challenge, and for you today, take action, and also in the chat underneath, share with us. What are you doing? What actions are you taking? How is it working for you? What do you experience? What results do you get? And yesterday I was, for our HeartPowered Inspiring Interview series, I was interviewing our amazing Kamalini, who was also part of our Visibility Booster workshop in December. And she told me, Monique, you know what? I never told you, but after this workshop, I felt so inspired that I really started to show up regularly. And I really, on several platforms, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, I am now, and she even started her podcast as an inspiration from that booster workshop with us. And she said, I gained quite a few clients from that. In fact, it is actually working. So if it's working for Kamalini, it's working for you, right? So follow her example, start taking action right away, okay? And, also if you feel like, I know, last week someone was posting, Monique, I'd love to have a conversation with you. If you'd love to have a quick chat about how you can boost your own visibility, just either post underneath in the comment and say, yes, Monique, let's talk, or just send me a direct message and let's arrange a quick call. And I'm happy to really help you to map out your editorial calendar, your visibility a plan, a booster plan, so that you show up more in an easier, more natural way that is fun, so that you attract clients in an easier and faster way for yourself and your business as well. Okay. Also, as you know, we are inspiring you not only on our Inspiring Thought Thursdays, we are also inspiring you on our business circle, our HeartPowered business circle, which is a membership where every month we have several sessions where we talk about how can you attract more clients, can you really make your client attraction more successful, faster, so you attract at least one new client every month. Also, we speak about how do you boost your speaking so you get onto one stage every month and more, right? And how do you really increase your income and impact on a regular basis? If you're interested in that, we will share with you underneath in the comments the link to our HeartPowered business circle. So let us know if that is something you would like to know more about. If you'd like to join us, that would be amazing. We are here to serve and support you. We love you to step up, to speak up, to scale up your business, to grow your business, and to impact the world in a greater way. This is our mission. This is what we are here for, and we all do it from our heart, because we know that when you combine your heart with your power, you become heart-powered, and that makes all the difference for yourself personally, for your business, and for the people you serve. Right? So this is our Inspiring Thought Thursday. Again, we love to inspire you, to support you further. Let us know what you need, and we are here for you. And let me know if you want to have a quick chat. Let me know if you want to join our HeartPowered business circle. And next week we are back with another Inspiring Thought Thursday, okay, to inspire you further. And next week we're going to talk about, and as you know, we follow the logic of the word courageous. So today we spoke about how you become more regular and consistent video sharing. And next time we're going to talk about how you become more authentic. How do you fully embrace the value of your experience and your knowledge? And how do you bring that out to make you shine in a greater way, in your own unique way, in your own authentic way? How do you become more authentic? How do you own your wisdom? How do you own the value of your message and your story? So that's what we're going to talk about next week, and I look forward to having you back then. Until then, have a fabulous week. And again, I look forward to reading from you, to seeing you, to connecting with you further. And again, have a fabulous week. And I see you next week again on our next Inspiring Thought Thursday, and very likely earlier than that. Okay? Have a fabulous day, have a fabulous week, and again, take action on what we discussed today, and let us know how it's going and how we can support you to really show up much more regularly. Okay? Have a fabulous day, have a fabulous week. We'll be in touch soon. All the best. Bye.